So you can add up to all of these groups if you want. Oops, no. Oh shit. Hi everyone, I'm Cell, or Cell Heals. I have been asked a lot to go over the healing add-on, Vuhdo. So Vuhdo can be found on the add-ons client, which is now by Overwolf, or you can manually install it yourself. Vuhdo is a healing add-on. My only caution before going into a healing add-on is using an add-on can make you a little bit more vulnerable when big patches happen, or if the add-on breaks. You're not going to be so reliant on needing an add-on to be healing efficiently. However, I use Vuhdo. I love Vuhdo. I love the effects you can do with Vuhdo. So let's go in and see what we can do together. This is my healing bar, and I adore it. 2 pieces. I click on the name, I click on the bar, and it heals for me effectively. To go into your settings, if you click on Vuhdo, it looks like a blood elf face, kind of. If you click on that, this is the cat's meow, if you will. So together, I'm gonna go over some of the options. I'm gonna show you what I have enabled, what I have disabled. Feel free to play around with your own settings. There's not a one shoe fits all situations. Customize what you want, what's gonna be a good trigger for you to notice things. So in the very first tab, in the general tab, on the very bottom it says general, and also on the side where it's underneath basic, there's all these other things that you can click which give you all these different options, if you will, which can be super overwhelming, again, if you don't understand the add-on. So I make it so that my panel is not locked. I only have it locked when I'm in combat, and that's a big deal because sometimes you're running and maybe you slide it off your window, like, whoop, that's happened, bring it back on. It does happen. Everyone has been there and everybody has done that. So I make sure that in the general tab under lock panels, I always have it locked when I'm fighting. You can also have it hidden if you're solo, and it's pretty simple. It'll just take it away off your screen. It's not there. If I have someone in my group, it automatically gets summoned. I don't have this feature on. I do keep it off. I want to see it all the time. The reason I want to see it all the time is I do a lot of world PvP, so it just makes my life simpler to keep myself alive while I'm in a resto state. But you have your own options. Do what you're comfortable with. The other options you can have it hidden if you're in a party, if there's nobody there, like you've got all of these options. You can also filter, so you can have your main tanks, you just click this little button on, you hit okay, but you can filter it so you've got a group for just your main tanks to be in. So if you do a lot of pugging, this could be a really nice thing, a nice feature for you. You click on main tanks, your tanks will get moved out of their groups, and they'll be their own little panel for you so that you can always see where they are. For me, I have it set up so that I have up to 25 panels I can see easily. That's all you can really get in LFR. If I'm gonna do heroic, I might add the other one to have up to 30 people. But I do a lot of mythic raiding. Heroic raiding, we're gonna have to dabble a little bit because on Saturdays on our stream, we will be raiding normal and heroic together. And I do anticipate to have a full 30-man roster for that, so we'll figure it out. If you go to scanners, I didn't touch any of this. I left all of this alone. It's up to you if you want to dabble, go for it. I don't really care. For threat incoming, again, I left all of this alone. This is up to you. Do what you want. Aoe Advice. You could keep this on. I mean, I have this clicked off, like the chain heal, and like you can turn all of this off if you want. Sometimes it's nice to know with a person how much they're gonna get healed by a heal, but in a situation, if someone's almost dead, you don't have the time, most time to switch. You should just know what you're doing. So again, I left the AoE alone, the threat alone, Miscellaneous, I left this alone. In the advanced, I didn't touch any of this. For your first tab under the general tab, just go in here and play on how you want your settings to be. If you have all these bars, because this also looks crazy, you can remove all of these panels. Like you can remove them all and they won't show up. If you want to add them again, it's just as simple as clicking the green plus sign. So there, I just deleted them and I brought them back. It's that simple. As long as you're hitting the arrows, that's all you need. It's really not that hard. So I like having a group of 5. It fits in for my UI, but again, play around with your own UI. Do what you want to do for best. Under spells, this is where it can also get a little bit tricky. All of these, so ignore button 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can use this depending on the mouse that you have. I use a Razer Naga Trinity with 12 buttons on the side. So I only fill in the top 3. So my middle button is Earth Shield. And you can see on the add-on, there's a little earth shield with a little number 9 for my charges. Left button is healing wave. Right button is healing surge. And I try to keep my healing somewhat similar on all my healers so I know exactly what I'm doing. And if I click on this control button, I've got control left and control right to pop my ascendance, which is a cooldown, which is a really good cooldown. But this way, if I'm in a panic situation, I know control, either one will work for me. We're good to go. And then control middle is a raid CD. So I've tried to put all of my raid CDs under my control function. The one for a shaman I don't have on there is my spirit link, because spirit link you have to place. So I've just kind of left that off. You could still do it, you just have to remember to move it. A confusing thing for a lot of people is when they go, oh, then the shift. Why is that blank? This is hitting control and shift at the same time with your mouse. So you're using an extra keystroke, but if you go down just one more to shift, then you don't have to click control and shift at the same time. It can also help you if you mistakenly click something, you don't want to trigger a different spell. So my spells, I've got 3 keybound with my mouse with my left, right, and middle button. And then another, well, this should be 3, so you can have 6 if you didn't have left and right as ascendants together. So that's 6 buttons with my control, left, right, and middle. And following the plane shift on the bottom, make sure you're clicking this one and not control shift. I have another 3 buttons to use, which is Chain Heal, Unleash Life, and Riptide. Unleash Life, if you notice, it's not a white font. It's like, it's there, but it's grayed out. That's because I don't have this talent picked. If you don't have the talent picked, it will not trigger in the writing of your spell. So you have to make sure that the ability is chosen as your talent, and then it's spelt correctly. If it's not spelt correctly, the program, the add-on Vuhdo, will not recognize it for you. So what else can we do? So if you go to keys local, I have Purify Spirit. If I press R on my frame, I'm dispelling myself. I use R as my dispel on all of my healers. For me, it's right beside all of my keys. It's quick and easy. I know where it is. My dispels are fast. People always comment how fast my dispels are. So I go into Vuhdo options. I go under keys local for the spells tab, and I put it in my dispel, whatever it may be, and I keybind them to R. Keys global, I'll leave this empty. Miscellaneous. I have smart cast for my res, and if I'm a druid, my battle res. That can be tricky though, because if someone dies, as soon as you click that frame, they're res. So if you're in a raid setting and you're a druid and you want to like res really fast, this can be a great option. If you're waiting for a call out though, I would turn this off and manually pick a different keybind for a battle res. The one thing I will ask people to do is cleanse. Do not keep cleanse enabled. The reason being, there are some mechanics where you can get a debuff, and if you dispel it, something bad happens. So if you're thinking of PvP as an example, there's an ability for a warlock, if they put a dot on you and you dispel that, you will get feared. You don't want yourself to be smart casting cleanse on your targets and then you're getting feared because of something you didn't even do, it just got done within the program. The other thing that some people like to do is the miscellaneous target. So what this does, and I'll show you guys really quick, when you have the target enabled, when I click on the bar to heal myself, it's gonna target left screen. Up here where this character is, there's nothing there, I click it, it's gonna target the person I'm healing. This is not the best thing to do on healers. You still wanna be dotting the boss regularly. So I always have my focus for me as the boss or whatever I'm doing. I don't typically have my team targeted, my druid sometimes, but like, you don't really need that. Moving into hostile, I don't have anything in here changed. For buffs, I left this completely alone. You don't really need to mess with that. For debuffs, if I can't do anything about the debuff, I don't want to see it on my bars. So how it is now, if I get like there'll be like a purple or a pink or a green if it's a poison, but I can't do anything about poison as a shaman, but my actual bar will change color. And that's why I don't have my bars showing as a class color. Some people like, if you're a shaman, the whole bar is blue. If you're a druid, the whole bar is orange. I don't have that done because for me, when a bar changes color, I know I can dispel that feature and I want to know what is on that character. But that's up to you. You can also have this checked off the icon so you can see what they are. Going back into go to custom, like this doesn't really matter for me. You have a timer on them, animation, icons, easy. Visuals, I don't touch that. In your panels, you can add columns. You can set up if you want to have your columns go vertical or horizontal. You can do whatever you want. Like this is all your customizing in here. The bars, so this is where you can switch to like, if you want it to be a class color and it can be blue so you know it's a shaman, I leave them alone. I don't need to have that. You've got your headers. Like, you can change all of this. This is your customizable. That's not going to affect your healing as much. It's up to you. Do what you want. This is the hot icons is where I think you need to pay attention. So if you're like a druid or a priest, you can enable all of your hots, even your passive hots. So if you are like a druid and you put down the big green thing you stand in, your efflorescence, that's what I'm thinking of. So you can 100% have that turned on, so when someone stands in it, you can see them. That might be something you want to do so you can see who's being an idiot and not standing in your heels. You can also have it turned on for healing rain if you're a shaman. Under colors, again, I leave all this alone. It's the standard on all of my stuff. I don't touch anything here. If you want to, knock yourself out. In tools, save whatever you're doing. So you can see if I click on this, I've got a Resto Shaman. This is my Horde one. I've got a Holy Priest, a Resto Druid, and Resto Shaman. Like, I've got different profiles set up for different healers. Keys layout, it shows you everything here, which I think is really nice. You can also have it change. Like, if I want to go Ellie, I can still keep some of my heals relevant in Ellie spec, and my stuff will change when I change my spec. Same as if I want to go enhance. And then move, everything is the same thing where I just said you can like add or remove groups. So there's a lot of information here, but if you just want to be basic like me, it doesn't take that much and everything is right through it. Like, I really, really like this. I know that keybinds can be terrifying for some people, but I don't want people to be afraid of trying something new. Like, doing something as simple as going into Vuhdo and being able to dispel something faster can make you a stronger healer. Having your heals quickly onto where you're already hovering over can be a huge difference opposed to clicking on a person and then coming down here and clicking one of your spells. Like, you have so much more potential by making sure you're just eliminating the need to swipe and move your mouse down to click another spell. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped you with your Vuhdo planning, your Vuhdo thoughts, and all that jazz. Make good choices, be safe, wash your hands, and don't forget, wear a mask. We're in a pandemic. Thank you guys so much. Bye for now.